Today I will show you how to create two instances of DHIS2 on a single server of Tomcat Apache. So let's get started. I'm just gonna stop my previous running Tomcat Apache by shutting down it in clicking that shutdown.bat file. So what I'm gonna do is, first of all, I will create a folder for DHIS environmental variables. So let's do it. I'll go into the C drive. As you can see, there is already running an active instance of DHIS2 in our Apache Tomcat. So I will just create another folder same as this one by creating a new folder and giving it a name DHIS3. What I'll do in that folder is I'll copy all the stuff from the previously created folder of DHIS2 and place everything in the new folder. Okay, so now I have to create a variable for this DHIS3 folder, which would be used in my DHSI war file, or maybe you can say that it will be used in the Apache Tomcat. What I will do is I'll go into the environmental variables. I'll create a new environmental variable for DHIS2. I'll give it a name as _3 and I'll give it a value which would be the part of my new file, which is this is a part of my new folder which I have just created. It's almost similar which was already created, but with the different values of DHIS path and variable. So this variable is created now. Let's go back into the Tomcat where the Tomcat is running. It is in program files, Apache Software Foundation. Next, and if I'll come over here in the web apps, you can see that there are two war files. There was already a file which was dhis.war. I've just placed one more file and renamed it to dhis3.war. So now I will go into the DHIS, then I have to go into the web INF, then I'll go into the library. In libraries, I have to find out the DHIS support external dash whatever would be the version of jar file. Then I have to go in that jar file. I just double click that jar file and it opened the compression tool for me. Now I have to go into the meta INF in DHIS beans.xml. This was the file I was working for, and I wanted to make some changes in that file, so that's why I came into this jar. So let's open this file. First let's extract this file to, let's say, my desktop. let's go to the desktop now. This file is there. Now let's edit it. I believe the file is open over here. There you go. The file has opened now. What we have to change is we have to make a change into the variable name. So we made a name of variable to DHIS2 underscore home underscore 3. So now I have changed it and I will save it now. After saving it, I will go back to my compression tool. I will remove the previous file which was already there. I will delete it, and then I will add the file which is on my desktop, the beans.xml file, instead of the previously placed file. Then just close it. Close this as well because you don't need that anymore. Now go into the web apps. So now here you have two folders which were extracted from these two WAR files. One is DHIS and one is DHIS3. So now what we have till now, we have just created a folder in C drive with the name of this is not local host. Anyways, okay, there you go. So till now what we have done was I have just created a directory or maybe folder with this name, and then I have created an environmental variable, and then I have replaced the environmental variable of your new instance of your new DHIS WAR files library, which the library name was DHIS external something version number dot jar file, and I have changed or replaced the environmental variable in the beans.xml file. So what I'm gonna do is, now I have to create a database user extension, and for my DHIS to use that database to store its values. So for that you have to install a Postgre database, which you could find here. You can download it from any source, but I have done it from this source actually. Okay, so you have to install it first, and then you have to open the web admin panel for that. I'm gonna open the web admin panel for Postgre. Now first of all I have to create a new role. Let's say I'll give it a name with DHIS3. I'll give it a password 123456 or maybe anything. Then the privileges, I need to set the privileges. Make sure that this privilege, the last one, would not be mark as yes. Okay, just save it. There you go, that's your role. And now I have to create a database. Let's say the database name would be the same as I have created the role, just to keep on one track. And its owner is DHIS2, which I have just created. It's a role name which you have just created. Just save it, and then go into that database, go into extensions, right click, create that extension, and select post GIS, and then save it. So a database has been created, an extension has been created, and a role or an owner or a user has been also created. So now I have to go into that folder which I have created in my first step, which is DHIS3. There is already a file which is dhis.com. I will edit it, or I will just open it. I'll say my database name was DHIS3. My username was DHIS3, and let's say password was this. I will save it. Okay, so this is done. So far what we have done was, we have created a folder which was DHIS3 in a C directory. Then I have placed the files and folders from my other DHIS service which was already running on the same server to the DHIS3 folder. Then I have created an environment variable. I have changed the environmental variable in the beans.xml file. Then what I have done was, I have created a new user in a post tree with its roles and databases and extensions. So now this is all done for now. Now what we have to do is, we have to go into Tomcat. We need to go into the bin folder, and then we have to go to Tomcat 9w.exe, then run as administrator, then go into Java. What you have to do is, you have to increase the memory pool for Java from 512 till 1024. That means if you don't upgrade this limit, what you have to face is, your application will crash. So because before, the application was running on like 128 MB till 256 MB. The maximum range of using memory was 254 or maybe 256. That is not enough to run 2 instances or 3 instances of DHIS application on a same server. So I have updated that, and I'll click OK. Then I'll go to Tomcat 9.exe. Before that, let me just shut it down if it wasn't shut down before. Now I'll go into Tomcat 9.exe, and then I will run it as an administrator. It is just deploying the wards now. It will take a little while because the application is quite heavy, and you have to run it on the same server. So let's wait. I'll pause that video, and then when it's done, I will come back. Okay, now when your both files are deployed, you can see this log message like server startup in some milliseconds. So that means that your both war files are deployed, and now we have to test it that if it's working properly or not. What we have to do is we have to hit localhost colon 8080. This will route you to your Tomcat server, and then you can put a slash and then DHIS. DHIS was our first application that was running on this server, on the same Tomcat server. And for the next instance of DHIS, we have to run the same thing. We have to hit the same URL, but with the different DHIS name. In the previous tab, if you can see, the name of the instance is DHIS, and in the other one it is DHIS3. That means both instances are set up properly and they would be working fine. So that was it from this video, and thank you so much.